Hello everybody. Today we are doing our day 1 of our womb magic challenge. This is going to be fun. It's going to be probably awkward for me, but that's just how it goes. Let me go ahead and start inviting some people to hop on. Hello Raziel, please don't knock it over. Thank you. All right, let me go through. As you're hopping on, please say hello. I hope everyone's having a great day. Say hi to me so that I know that you're there as I invite some people. Very cool. Oh, hey Bridget. I see that you hopped on here. What time is it there? I guess this one was worth maybe either getting up early or staying up late for, especially if y'all want to laugh at me a little bit. Just say hi as you're hopping on. It's always nice to know for these that I have a little bit of emotional support, especially when I have to be a little bit awkward. And I'm not seeing any comments, so then I'm wondering, I'm like, great, is it not working again? Let me pull up my computer. It drives me crazy, technology. See if anybody is saying hello to me. Say hello. It's so weird. All right. Can someone send me some hearts or something if you are there and have tried commenting and I'm not seeing it, so that I know. Gracious day. Hey Kim. All right, yeah, so I see comments. Okay. Yep, I'm not seeing them on here, but I'll go back to them. Okay. All right, cool. So today we're going to focus on the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is our second chakra. We have our root chakra, which is going to be connected around the perineum area, which again, let's just be real, that's between our vaginal opening and I say it's the elimination portal. I feel like one day that's going to become like a hashtag, like an inside joke. But you know, it's that area right in between. So that's where our root chakra is. And then the next one up is the sacral chakra that's located just beneath the belly button, which is over top of our womb area. Okay, so the womb area is where we create from. This is where we have a lot of our power stored within our body, and a huge reason why this area of our body has been oppressed, suppressed, exploited, all of those things, because it's been a way to suppress women, to make them more submissive and to try to weaken them. It's been a way to try to utilize and control their magic by the patriarchy, and for men to take that. So something that I'll go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek that is shared a little bit in the second book. I'll announce the title of it soon once I have the cover done. But something that was revealed to me while I was bringing that through is this has been quite a pattern that has happened. So when our spirits split and we became man and woman, we forgot about each other, but only knew on a very deep level that we needed each other, that we needed to be bonded and connected. Hey Cindy, I'm like seeing that. That we needed to be connected and together. Okay, so through that process, the masculine energy went into kind of hyperdrive. And if you look through the timeline of things, there's been the time where it was like the raping and the pillaging, where it was like, we know we want this energy, we know we need to connect to this energy, and all we know is we just need to take it. And then we went into this phase where it was like the pendulum went from one extreme to the next, where it was like, okay, so this energy, by just taking it, we're still not finding this connection that we're seeking. It's not satiating this true desire that we're having on this deep, deep soul level that we're not understanding. So by just taking it, we're not quenching that. So now we're going to say that women are just like temptresses. We're going to say that that energy is a very negative thing. It's something that men need to control in their women, and they need to oppress in their women. So you guys know what I'm talking about. In those timelines, we've seen that across history kind of shift and adjust. And then there's coming into this time where the pendulum is trying to kind of find a medium ground. And the truth of the matter is, in that sacred energy, the wholeness, I'm so worried. I should have gotten a bottle of water. There's so much pollen here, guys, in Virginia. It's extraordinary. It's like the plants have been having like a massive gangbang. I'm sorry, but it's like everywhere. It's everywhere, including in my nose and throat. Not my favorite. That's not where this type of challenge is going. But so I'm wondering, like, how much is in this? Let me try. Ooh. Kim, I'm excited to get it out too. So that energy is trying to kind of find its balance, right? And we're having kind of a new generation of people coming forth where they're realizing and understanding that it's through our own wholeness, when we actually can tap into our own feminine and masculine energy and find a balance, that we're then able to connect with someone else who has the opposite expression of that energy. And I want to be clear that we know that this is an inclusive space. So it's not just like a woman and a man, it's whoever is expressing that energy signature. So it could be, you know, it really doesn't matter what the physical attributes are. It's what that energy is and how it can find balance and find that connectivity. But that can only happen once it's happened within us. This is something I feel like I'm kind of beating this drum a lot because it's something I'm learning a lot about with my own journey with PCOS. Is that it's so interesting to see how my own body has manifested this syndrome that is literally like trying to express more of a masculine expression in order to make my feminine feel safer. Isn't that incredible? So it's something that I'm really like looking at in an observation mode, and seeing it from this perspective of, okay, this is a physical expression of my energy trying to keep me safe. And so by working through my own energetic healing, by finding my own balance, that's where I'm actually going to help my body be supported in its own healing. It's also going to help me become more in alignment for if I'm supposed to actually come into union with the soul expression that used to be Michael in this lifetime. So that's still up in the air. I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll just see what happens with that. But for now, I have to work on finding that own balance within me so that I can connect. And one of the really cool ways that we can actually work on that connection process is with ourself, right? We have to get comfortable with our own womb area and exercising and using that magic. So over the next, well, today, tomorrow, and Friday, so this 3-day period, today I'm going to talk about our sacral chakra. I'm going to show you something that you can do to connect with it and to kind of start the process of utilizing it. And then tomorrow I am going to talk about, it's kind of one of those subjects that gets a little like squirmy, but I'm going to talk about our menstruation fluid. I've seen really like stuff that I've like, I promise I'm not going weird with it. It is going to be very sacred, and how I express it and talk about it. It's a very important thing though for us to acknowledge and talk about. And then Friday, we're going to talk about how we use our orgasms to enhance our manifesting power. So that'll be cool and fun. And I forget which day. I think tomorrow is Earth Day, which is like our mother Gaia, which is like total womb magic time. And then Erin was sharing with me this article about, it's like, I think Friday is like National Vagina Day or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't plan this. I just figure, like, I kind of listen and tune in and I'm like, okay, this is when I'm going to do this challenge. And then that always happens where it's like it connects somehow. So that's really cool, that we'll kind of be able to be in harmony with that energy that's going on. So today, with our sacral chakra, I want to go ahead and say, for anyone who is new to this group and wasn't here last month for last month's challenge, which was the 5-day Witch's Wound Chakra Trinity Challenge, that is a mouthful. Please look for the tags. It's like at the top in the group, and go back and do those, because that is an activation. That was a very powerful channeling that I did for that. It was really, really cool. I was not expecting that. And it was really fun to facilitate. So go back and do that, because it's going to be very beneficial, to help you activate this energy that we're going to be learning about over these few days, okay? So you should be able to find those. Crystal has been amazing. I went through and like tagged everything for me because I had no idea what she was talking about. This is why we need support, right? We all have our strengths. So anyway, do those, because it takes you through an activation and a attunement for our 3 chakras that are the Witch's Wound Chakra Trinity, which is the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. That was a very powerful thing. So make sure to kind of personal note, go back and do those. All right, cool. So let's talk about the sacral chakra. So as we know, the sacral chakra is number 2. Root is 1, sacral is 2. It's associated with the color orange, which is vibrant. And I've said this before, that it's so interesting how the chakra trinity, oh, Cindy, so you have PCOS too. It's so fascinating. I'm like learning so much. I'm like, wow. And it's cool to finally learn from it, or learn about it from a space of observation, because I'm like looking at it from kind of an outside perspective. And I'm not getting like emotionally wrapped up in it. I'm just kind of like, okay, this is really interesting to see how this is manifesting. And it's very empowering. So it's really pretty cool. So the chakra trinity is those 3 lower chakras, which has that flame color, right? So we talk about really this energy that was used to torture and oppress us for so long. We're now utilizing that energy for the transformative, alchemizing power that it has. And we're kind of rising again, right? And we're doing that, as we say in that saying, like, for those from whose ashes we rise. We're doing that for our past self, for our generations beyond, for our generations in the future, our ancestors, all of that. We're doing this work now for all of it. And we're going to utilize what was made to harm us as a facilitator for our healing, and to transmute so that we can put this positive energy out into the universe to make a heavy impact on this planet and this lifetime that we're here now, which is so incredibly powerful. So we really want to be able to tap in and utilize that energy center within us. It's literally our firepower that resides within our body, and to connect into that is going to be a very, very powerful way for us to tap into our own power. The most important right now that we're talking about is that sacral. So like I said, it's the orange. Right now, I'll just run through a few things that we can do to support our sacral. So Tina, you can certainly listen to this. It's going to be helpful, but I would maybe over the next few days just go back and do that. This one is more educational. It's definitely not something I'm going to lead you guys through, because Yeah, because the nature of it, right? So I'm going to be educating, so you can certainly go back to that one. That one was a more interactive, where I guided you through it and channeled the meditation for you. So you can totally go back and do that and still listen to this at the same time. Like, you're good. You're good to do however it works. If you want to hop on these live and go do those when you can, you should be fine with that. So working with the sacral energy, we want to support our sacral chakra by utilizing things that are in harmony with it. So like I said, it vibrates at the color of orange. So making sure that we're eating a lot of orange things, especially during the time of our menstruation. That just came through very, very clearly. So during the time period that we menstruate and bleed, we should be giving our body a lot of orange stuff. So what's coming in my mind is like orange peppers, oranges, not so much orange juice, but like fresh oranges. Who else can think of like orange? I'm kind of like what else is orange? Mangoes. So really kind of a lot of orange. Carrots. There we go. I was like, there have to be more vegetables. So a lot of orange stuff, like really helping your body to kind of tune into that energy and support it in that way will be very, very helpful. One of the crystals that's in the crystal guide for healing the witch's wound is carnelian. This is a super awesome crystal to work with when we're doing sacral chakra healing, attunement, work like that. The vibration of it, this is kind of like our womb crystal. There's a funny story behind this one too. This is actually my sister's crystal. Sorry, Carly, that my daughter stole from her pretty much. She had found it and Carly had shown it to her. My daughter was like, I think around like 2 years old, and like she could not give it up. Like she cried, and it was like super connected with it. And so my sister, being the awesome aunt that she is, was like, I guess it's for her. So I have this beautiful specimen of carnelian to kind of share with you guys. One of the things I really like about it is Ellie and I both use it. And you can actually, with this being flat, I actually just like kind of apply it when I'm cramping. I kind of like give myself a little bit of a abdominal massage with it to kind of help soothe that energy that's kind of angry in that time and that inflammation. But like I said, this is one that I talk about in that crystal guide that's included in the workshop. So everyone who's inside the workshop, you have that guide and you can kind of see the recommended. Ooh, papaya, good one. It's carnelian, Tina. Yeah, orange carnelian. Yeah, it's really, really great to work with sacral. This is a very powerful witch's wound stone. So if you don't have one, I would recommend looking into getting one. I think, and I'm worried I'm going to say her name wrong, Deanna. She has been like a huge crystal, she's like my crystal drug dealer. But she gets really great specimens sometimes. So I wonder if you might need to place an order, Deanna, for some carnelian. So utilizing that crystal for the sacral chakra is going to be very helpful to kind of connect into that energy. Another thing that we can do, it's a little awkward for me, I'm not gonna lie. So let's talk a little bit about really what we're here to talk about that I'm kind of avoiding because it's a little awkward, but this is part of my own healing to normalize the conversation. And yeah, so another thing that we can do is we need to connect our sacral energy to our throat. This is one reason why sex is actually very helpful for us to open up our throat chakra and to actually do this action, because it forces us to do a womb breath. So I really don't want to like give an example, But you guys know the sound that's made during that activity, and there's a reason for that, because there's a pressure, and there's usually, because of there's impact, and it kind of forces and pushes the air like up and through, and it comes out as a certain octave, right? Not doing it. But that's actually something that we can do ourselves, is to practice doing womb breathing, okay? It's so funny when I do this stuff, I come on and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm talking about, and then it all just comes through. I've never heard of womb breathing in my life. But what I was shown is kind of creating the triangle. The triangle, if you've ever seen a diagram of our womb, it's kind of like an upside down triangle. So we have our ovaries and then the uterus. So the triangle is actually a very sacred symbol for fertility and for women. And utilizing, I need a crystal dealer. Yeah, I'll have to tag her on here. I feel like I talk to her all the time. So utilizing kind of the V shape, I'm going to try to stand up, and placing it, so my belly button's right about here, placing it kind of where like my thumbs are just below. You can feel, this is a very like sensitive area. It's one of the reasons why we wear our weight there a lot. There's two explanations. One is to protect the womb. Two is to hide it. Both are really the same. And that's kind of like a means for why our bodies kind of put weight right there. Specifically is it's like a, again, it's like a manifestation of, I need to guard and protect this area, which is really interesting when we think about that. So utilizing that shape, we are going to kind of do a breathing method. It reminds me of the breathing method I do. Has anybody else done hot yoga? We do it at the end. It's actually called couple body breathing. It's the breath of fire. No coincidences, right? So the practice for that is actually to kind of pull your belly button back and up, and utilizing yourself almost like as billows. So you're not actually taking a breath. You're allowing your abdominal muscles to go back and up so that it forces the air out of your lungs. And then through that process, I know I'm vocal, but you know, it's good. You gotta let that energy out. So this is, it goes in and like kind of up. So you're thinking about pulling your belly button back and up when you do this breathing exercise. Spine is straight, and you can utilize kind of, it's really just taking your energy and focus into that space with the triangle and thinking about pulling in and up and allowing that exhale to come out. In class, I'll do that version of breathing, but for this practice, when you're by yourself, you can utilize your own more expressive breath, okay? That's how I'll word this politely. So in class, we have our like spine straight. Typically our hands are here, but for this practice, we are gonna bring that concentration. And like I said, it's like up and in and forcing the breath out. So it's a and you would see like the stomach actually, like, I don't know how, if you can, I don't know if you can see, like really utilizing it as like billows to like force it up and out, but allowing yourself to be more expressive with that. It's a really, really powerful way to connect the womb energy, hi Raziel, to our throat chakra and allow those to build an energetic connection. So I know, would you stop? When Shannon was on here with us, I think last week, time has become an illusion to me, so I have no idea. But when she was on, she was talking about, that was one of the things that she mentioned about how like connecting the womb to the throat is very important. And so this exercise actually helps to do that, because our magic is in our womb. And how do we cast spells? How do we speak things into existence? Raziel loves energetic healing. He's like all about it. He loves to hold space. So connecting those two, we're actually allowing this energetic connection from our womb to connect into our throat chakra, so that by expressing and speaking into our experience, we're allowing the magic that resides within our womb to be utilized into the universe when we speak. Okay, so it's a very important connection. And you can do this exercise really daily. I mean, maybe for like even just 10 or 15 seconds, maybe for before bed. I don't know, whenever you want to do it, really. But you could do that and start creating this energetic connection to help allow that energy that's stored in the womb to start being expressed. So the last thing I'll kind of go into, I know a lot of people have taken advantage of the sacred manifesting ritual. It's on my website, thenancycooper.com. It's the pop-up. So when it pops up, you can put your email in and it'll get emailed to you. But that is the sacred manifesting ritual. And there's a reason it's designed the way that it is, where we visualize what we're wanting and we're using our words to speak and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I accept this reality, because we have to speak it into existence. For those that are familiar with more of like a Christian history, in Genesis it says God spoke and then there was the universe, right? We all have this innate ability within us to create, and it comes from our words. This is why I've done videos before talking about why it's so important for us to not confuse our experience with our identity. When we say like, I am sad, instead of saying, I feel sad, it's very important, because every time we speak, we are casting spells. We're putting this out into the universe to create with thought forms. And so we want to be very mindful of how we're doing that, what we're saying, and what we're putting out there. So make sure that you're becoming mindful of that as well, especially if you've begun doing this practice where we're going to connect the sacral chakra into our throat so that we can start having more power behind our words and what we're going to be projecting into the universe. Okay, so that's pretty much that for today. I don't like giving too much all at one time. Pranayama is a different type of breath, but it's the Kapalbhati breathing. It's the breath of fire. That's the one that's going to help connect that, especially when we use that more expressive sound that is associated with sexual activities. So that, again, that's kind of the furthest I'll go with that. But yeah, so make sure that you're supporting your sacral chakra. Get yourself a nice sacral chakra support crystal that you can work with, and start doing this exercise to kind of grow and develop that connection between your sacral energy and your words, so that you can really know that as you're speaking, you're projecting your power into whatever you're saying. You'll also notice too, what I'm getting is, you may notice, I guess I can't make claims, you may notice that by doing this practice, that your confidence will start increasing. Your ability to like speak up for yourself will enhance and improve, which is very powerful. We need to be able to be our own advocate, right? And to be able to stand up for ourselves and to protect our own sacred space, which is our mental health. So it's super, super important You've done this with so much integrity. Oh, thank you so much, Bridget. It's one of those things that's so important, but it's also like, it's very easy for it to not stay sacred, if that makes sense. So I want this to be a very, very sacred thing. And as tomorrow, we will talk about as well the menstruation and fluid that is the result of that. This is something that I've had questions about, and there is a very sacred energy about this, and I'm excited to actually talk about it tomorrow, because I think that more people want to be able to utilize this, but they don't know how, and a lot of things that they've seen just come off a little low vibrational, a little weird. So we'll kind of change that and have a different dialogue with that. I'm trying to think if I have any other updates. I know I posted an update post in the group yesterday. The workshop, I'm trying to think what else I've gotten loaded in there. The numerology report should be available for workshop users. Oh yeah, okay, there's a giveaway. We had a really great, amazing member of our group who wants to give away a natal chart reading with Shannon for anyone who is a part of the workshop by May the 1st. So pretty much anyone who joins the workshop, the Witch's Moon workshop, will go into a drawing. They have to join by, I guess, like 11:59 p.m. on April the 30th. But whoever has entered into the workshop and is in the workshop, their name will go into a drawing for a free natal chart full reading with Shannon. I have to tell you, this reading is super powerful. That, again, one of the reasons I brought her on is because she was such an essential part of the beginning of my journey. So I wanted to bring her in so that she could begin to share that with others, so that they could have a little bit more of a roadmap for their experience. It's really cool for us to be able to see that in our own chart, and we can start to understand. The numerology report is also super, super helpful, and really interesting how it also kind of aligns. That's been really powerful to see. So anyone who decides to come into the workshop before the end of the month, or by the end of the month, their name will go into the drawing for that free natal reading that is being given away. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you all tomorrow. And just keep an eye out for me trying to keep you posted as to when I will go live for tomorrow. All right, again, let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you then. Namaste.